Gary Fopp here. Haven't seen you for a long time. Just wanted to wish you good luck in your retirement and just bring you up to date. I've been in therapy on and off for about the last 12 years. And my therapist seems to think that it has something to do with my relationship with you. Problem was trying to get through the sessions. Your name would come up, and they would have to sedate me. So what I decided to do was just go ahead and create a video. He can take a look at that and decide what his prognosis is going to be as far as you and I are concerned. So the first one I wanted to bring up is the overnight that I call sleepless somewhere. I don't remember where the hell we were, but we ended up at the hotel, and unfortunately for me, I was right adjacent to you guys, you and Logan, because she was on the trip. Well, I went to sleep, and good Lord Almighty, suddenly I was awakened by, it wasn't really noise. I thought maybe it was a close encounter or something, but man, I couldn't get back to sleep. Tried, and another time I was woken up again, and hell, if I would have been in a bomb shelter with earmuffs on, I couldn't have slept through it. So that night was sleepless. You know, I wasn't in Seattle, but I sure as hell was sleepless. The next one was we was in Ontario, and that one I'll call Ray Blewett and the Helium Heads. We ended up in Ontario. Ray was in the jump seat, and Mark says, well, hey, why don't you give us a ride in your truck? So we took the truck back to the hotel, and ended up in a restaurant, relaxing, and there was a lot of noise going on, a party next to us, and we got the idea, hey, this is a birthday party, so we'll go ahead and maybe see what we can do to join them. There was some helium balloons around, so we picked them balloons up and opened them up, breathed in the helium, and then went over and sang Happy Birthday, kind of like them chipmunks. Well, we thought that was a good idea at the time, but it really didn't work out too well, because they got up and they was big as tackles for the Steelers. So we was going to head on out. We was looking for Ray. He'd already gone into Afterburner and was gone. And that trauma, I thought, well, God, it's got to get better. Well, the third one was what I call the Great Tsunami in Moline, Illinois, hot tub experience. We was in, Mark and I was downstairs having a bite to eat. It was evening time, and he had headed off to the head, and comes back, and I was talking to this lady, and she'd been wearing a great big coat and stuff, and real nice, and I had told her that Mark was my parole officer, and of course he denied this, and we ended up just getting ready to head up to the room, and Mark says, well, why don't we go down to the hot tub? And he told the lady, why don't you come join us? Well, okay, that's fine with me. So we went up and put on some swimming trunks, go down. I was down there first at the hot tub, and along comes Mark, and he had on a face mask and a snorkel. So I knew he knew something that I didn't. Shortly thereafter, here comes our friend, and I didn't have to be looking that way, but when she got in the tub, there was a sudden displacement of water within the tub. It rushed me out onto the deck, and I look over. I was watching her, and I says to Mark, wasn't looking at him. I says, Mark, for God's sake, don't leave me. Don't leave me. And then I looked over at Mark, and he was gone like a ninja in the night. I was left there with this lady, who's a very nice lady, by the way. So these are the three experiences that pretty much remain in my mind. The last thing my therapist said to me was, hang on just a second, I'm having trouble getting through this. Last thing the therapist, hang on a second. Last thing the therapist said to me was, Gary, do you like New York? Have you been there? And I said, yeah, I've been there. And he said, do you like it? And I said, well, not too much. I said, well, why do you ask, sir? He said, well, that's where Bellevue Hospital is. So that wasn't very encouraging for me. Outside of that, nice to be relating to you here and sending this message. I hope all goes well for you. If you don't see me at the celebration, you know where I am.